and welcome to the Everyday Board Game Podcast with your hosts, Daniel.
And Daniel.
And by the way, we want to give a shout out. We found a spike in our listeners. Shout out to all the new people who are showing up and listening to our podcast. Thank you so much for joining in.
Yeah, it was fun to look at. I was just like randomly looking just to see what our statistics were because I check it periodically, and I was like, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah. What? Yeah, no, I mean, it's great. We love having new listeners. We love having when people follow us on here and join us in on the chats. When we go live, especially, that's one of our favorite things to do is talk with the people in chat. Sometimes a little too much. I mean, we do our best not to let it interrupt too much.
What do you mean we?
No, hold on. Last time,
I didn't get
when
nearly...
we got the raid, oh, no, you did. You got plenty distracted. There was a mid-sentence where you just broke. I saw you yeah, so I was playing this game.
Oh, I lost my wording, too.
Yeah. And that's fine. I get it. It happens to me all the time.
It happens to you all the time.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Daniel. I get it.
I am a professional who doesn't get paid.
A professional what? Board game player? Oh, I just broke my pen. Cool. So, the thing is about this... I'm going
to kick you in your good foot.
Hey, whoa, hold on now. There's so much violence. All right. But anyway, we want to give a shout out to all our new listeners. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today's going to be a fun one.
Oh, and also it is, this is airing for June, so happy Pride Month for all of our friends and family who celebrate, and listeners who celebrate Pride.
There you go.
So, Just want to set that out there. We forgot to do it in the first two episodes, so
yeah.
I had to make sure I got
we're
this.
So far ahead right now in the schedule. That's really what it's doing, right?
Yeah, because there's a big thing that's going to be happening for... we're trying to keep a nice bubble on our schedule, because we have something planned at the end of the summer. I have something planned for the beginning of the summer, and just in case you have something planned with your family.
Then who knows?
Yeah.
And I don't have anything planned, but there
might
be plans.
I wonder why.
See. Well, yeah. And again, Daniel keeps referencing the fact that I'm wearing one of those medical boots. It's fun stuff. I got no heel clicking for me lately, but that's okay. Thankfully.
Have you walked across any streets lately?
Yeah, unfortunately I have. But here's the thing. Here's what I've noticed. The best part about having board gaming as a hobby, very little walking around.
Unless you're playing a dexterity game, a giant one at that.
Yeah, giant dexterity game. I'm playing Happy Salmon. That's another 3 weeks in the boot.
Yeah, there you go.
A Happy Salmon too hard.
Well, we just saw recently, the wife and I just went down to Tucson at Isle of Games. Mm-hmm. They have an Easter version of Happy Salmon now. It's called Hoppy Salmon.
Yeah. Yep, I've seen that. I'm curious.
We were looking at it, she's like, Hoppy Salmon. And I was like, no, I'm good. No.
Yeah, you don't like Happy Salmon in the first.
I don't mind Happy Salmon.
Yeah.
It's just that I know what Happy Salmon actually is, and it makes me giggle every time we do it.
I don't want to know.
The Happy Salmon?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
that's what they do in nature.
Well, no, not just that. Wasn't it when we had... oh, man, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. The designer of Happy Salmon.
Ken Gruhl.
Ken Gruhl, thank you. When we had Ken on the podcast, he kind of said that was just kind of that was just the way that they said hi in the silliest of ways.
Oh, yeah, but that's how salmon fertilize their eggs.
I was trying to lead us astray from this. I was trying.
People
you pulled me back in.
Hey, you watch anything on National Geographic or the Discovery Channel, you'd find this out. That's all I watched when I was a kid. It was National Geographic.
That explains a lot.
Yes, it does.
Let's get into today's episode. Today's going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about Johannes Goupy. It's a board game breakdown today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. He's a designer that has really just been hitting our radar lately. Like a lot of stuff. We've just been playing a couple of his things on Board Game Arena as well.
Yep.
And we're like, okay, that was actually a lot neater than I was expecting it to. And one of the games that we'll be talking about in a little bit is kind of what we played on Board Game Arena is kind of one of those impulse buy little card games. I almost bought it the other day while I was up in Tucson because I'm like, but then I saw the other stuff.
I saw Collect as well.
Yeah, and I was like, I like that. But I want that one.
But
it's on deal right now, so I'll go pick that one up. And I'm talking about Crafting the Cosmos, but I got it for nearly 50% off. So I was like, $15, $45. I'd rather spend the $45 on an $80 game. So
yeah, exactly. Makes sense. But you'll probably get it
I'll eventually get it. Yeah. In fact, I kind of think I want to pick up a copy of it because it's one that I can throw in my bag. I'm going to a cruise here soon, and so I could just throw it in the bag and take it on the ship, and it's going to play. It's not going to be taking up a lot of room in my because I have a little game bag for card games. Mm-hmm. So I could just toss it in something like this, and just throw all my card games in there.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a birthday gift given to me, so...
I saw that as I was walking in. I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and so I'll throw, like, card games in there when it's going to be, like, a campaign game day, and I don't have to take anything because most of that stuff's over there. Mm. But I'll throw some card games this way we can play a little bit of card games in between, like, the heavier stuff that we're playing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so stuff like his that are coming out, we're going to be talking about quite a few of them that are just those perfect small little card games, and... He does a lot of co-designs, too.
He does.
Especially with one of my favorite designers, Bruno Cathala.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that... I'm assuming Bruno Cathala was kind of like one of his mentors or something to that effect, you know? Like,
yeah.
A lot of the group...
Like the French designers, all kind of... Thiago Rivera is another one. Yep. Ludovic Malblanc. They all kind of work together. And you'll see when we talk about his games, there's going to be some co-designs with a lot of his stuff, too.
Yep.
And honestly, when his name comes out, too, he's one that's like, okay, I'll give that one a try. A friend of our podcast here, Masmos, was telling us we should try Dewan, and we ended up playing it on Board Game Arena and actually enjoyed it. So,
very much, yeah.
And it was a Goupy game, so...
It was a Goupy game?
It was a Goupy game.
We're going to be talking about a lot of Goupy games.
In all honesty, I had to look up how to pronounce his last name. And everything I can see, it's Goupy. And you just emphasize the Y.
Okay.
Because it is play off another surname, a French surname. Uh-huh. It's basically like a derivative of fox, how they spell fox in French.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, still don't know how to pronounce the name because you didn't give me a proper pronunciation. It just tells me it's goo and P, but the emphasis on the goo part. So,
sure.
Sorry if we're butchering your name. If you want to come onto the podcast and tell us how it's pronounced.
Yeah, feel free to correct us. That's totally fine. All right. Well, but before we get into today's episode, we have a few things we're going to talk about. First, let's talk about the news. Here we go.
All right. So, my first bit of news, because most of it is going to take place dealing with Asmodee stuff. So, the big one I want to talk about, it's also old news, but we just kind of ran across this just recently because I'm like, it just got buried in other news. Shockingly enough, back in April, Isaac Childress has stepped down as CEO of Cephalofair Games. He wants to go back into concentrating on lead game designs and stuff like that instead of the business aspect. They ended up promoting Price Johnson to CEO, who was the longtime COO under Childress. And he's been with the company since 2017. He's a lot of the reason we get stuff like Jaws of the Lion, that mass market aspect of Gloomhaven in there. Yep. He was the driving force about Frosthaven becoming the most sold board game for, I don't know for how long, but it was the most sold board game. But it's also still the most sold board game, but it was beaten just recently by a CCG, if I remember correctly, for the most produced tabletop game on Kickstarter. But he was a lot of driving force behind that. But also, they just ended up picking up Julie Hearn for the CEO position. Well, because they had an opening there, they picked up Julie Ahern, who was formerly of Van Ryder Games in the same position, as well as... she was actually director of operations at Van Ryder Games. And so she was a lot of the marketing and stuff like that and strategic stuff behind the scenes kind of things, going over to Japan or China for Panda and production and stuff like that. But she was also the former COO and vice president of Greenbrier Games before going over to Van Ryder. And then she left Van Ryder to now take over the COO position at... Cephalofair. I can never pronounce that name right. And so, Isaac Childress steps down. Price Johnson gets promoted to CEO, and Julie Ahern comes over to take Price Johnson's old position. So they're making smart board gaming markets, and it looks like they're still going to remain independent. So what are they coming up with? Frosthaven Jaws of the Lion now? Right. Put that in the mass market?
What would it be? What would the frozen version of Jaws be? Like the claw, the icicles of the lion, and
the furs of the lion.
Yeah. Who knows? Right? Winter is coming.
The blubber of the sea lion.
That's right. Well,
but
the blubber expansion.
There you go.
Great. That'd be great.
But yeah, no, it's interesting what they're doing, but they're trying to stay independent, especially after everything I'm going to talk about here soon about Asmodee and what they've been doing. So
yeah, we will. All right. The first thing I want to talk about is the nominees for the Spiel des Jahres have been announced, which is my personal favorite award given every year. They have 3 nominees. They have 3 different categories for each. Each of those categories has 3 nominees. There is the Kinderspiel, which is the kids' game of the year. Every year, I don't know which games they are.
And most of the time, they don't even come over here.
Yeah, most of the time, they don't come over here. It's not that big of a deal, unfortunately. But then there's the Kennerspiel, which is the G.A.M.E.R game, which you collect all of them. Mm-hmm. I do not.
Because you have no taste. We've been through this.
Right? And so it was Moon Colony Bloodbath was one of them, which was the one that you and I have played.
I actually don't hate the game like everybody thinks. I am, out of the group, outside of you, I think I'm the one that likes it the most. Yeah. Not saying much.
But has the other 2 played it? Oh, well, I mean,
Dom has. But out of the 3 of us, you like it the most.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent towards it, and Dom actually kind of loathes it almost. He's like,
Yeah, he's indifferent, right?
Yeah.
But then, and our friend
Geek hasn't played it
yet.
He hasn't been tortured by it yet. He haven't brought it over for game night because you never show up anymore.
Well, I mean, once it wins, you're gonna have to do that.
I'll own it. Doesn't necessarily mean I'll play it all the time. Yeah. It's one of those games that kind of overstays its welcome.
Yeah. Well.
And the other ones was Rebirth.
Rebirth.
Right? Yep. Which is a Knizia game,
yeah.
And we all know how I feel about that.
And then the last one was Boss Battles QR or whatever.
Which intrigues me how that one's supposed to work, honestly.
Yeah?
I want to check that one out. Because it's kind of like that other game that we were talking about not too long ago, where your phone basically drives everything. You scan the QR code and it runs it on the app.
Cool.
So, seems interesting on that aspect.
Seems simple enough. Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't look too much into those because I was more worried about the Spiel des Jahres, which... The 3 nominees are Cozy Stickerville, which I already own.
I own it, haven't played it yet.
Yep, haven't gotten much to it yet. We're on, I think, game 4 or 5. So we're, approaching halfway. So that's not too bad, but we're enjoying the mess out of what we've been playing so far. There was just one thing that happened in it. No, I'm just kidding. It's really... from what I can tell, it's not like one of those spoilery things. But I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just saying, no, it's not until I get to the end will I actually know. You know what I mean? It doesn't... No, what I'm saying is that, as I'm playing it doesn't feel like there's spoilers. You know what I mean? But I guess, technically there is, but it doesn't feel like it yet. So I'm curious to see where that evolves to. The second game that was nominated was a game called Jinxo in the United States, or Ditto.
In German,
which is a party-style game. You have 9 sections... And you're going to be asked 3 questions, and you're trying to get the same answers to other people. Whereas, oh, by the way, Cozy Stickerville was inspired by Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. It's basically a board game that's based off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's how that works. But then this party game, so you're asked 3 questions, one at a time, and you're trying to put down answers that you hope other people will guess. If you put them in the top row, it'll be worth 3 points if you're correct, 2 points if you put them in the middle, 1 point if you put them on the bottom row, and you choose where the answers go based on how confident you are that other people are going to answer them. And then it's just most points wins. It sounds simple enough. It sounds cool. I don't dislike it, and it seemed like from the review that I've seen of it, some of the questions are kind of interesting. So it's okay, I'd be willing to try it out.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out of my way to find it. Where I did have to go out of my way to find Morty Sorty Magic Shop, which I guess is kind of like a tile drafting, Welcome to-esque kind of game. You're trying to sort out different potions in spots on your board. It looks like a fun little puzzle game. Open drafting, you put them in the spot that you want them to go. Get bonuses if you get certain colors or certain numbers in certain spots. It looks intriguing. I bought it. I won't get it for another few weeks, so we'll see, since I had to get it shipped from Germany, since it's not available anywhere near here. So we'll see. I don't know. But overall, out of all of those, from the sounds of it, what is your prediction?
First off, I am going to say this. This is probably by far one of the weakest overall years on nominations and stuff like that. I'm surprised.
Year, right?
Toy Battle it was only gotten to the recommended list.
I'm
For
not.
Hollow Mori?
I'm not surprised by that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got what is it, Ditto or Jigsaw? That for me is like one of the weakest ones. I mean, it looks interesting, but when you already have party games like Just One and stuff like that winning, and this one just doesn't match up to that level, yeah, I'm not sure. The one that intrigues me the most, and I think should win, and probably will win because of their style, is the hoity-toity or whatever the Magic Market thing. I think that one's going to be the winner. What was the third one? It was the Jinxo, Cozy Stickerville. That's the dark horse, I think, just because of what it's doing. But from my understanding, it's not like a big kind of game-style game. It's just stuff you're doing, more activity-esque, but there are choices that you're making that influence how the game works. But it's not something where it's life or death, like saying like something in Pandemic, of like we're making a critical change that can end up affecting us in 2 or 3 plays from now, kind of thing. From my understanding, like I said, I haven't played it. That's my dark horse.
What about the Kenner?
The Kenner one, again, is another weak one for me. Honestly, I think it's going to be Rebirth from Knizia. For one of the reasons is because there's another one, I think he's in the Kinder as well, that if Reiner Knizia wins the Kenner and this guy wins the Kinder, they'll be the first designers to win all 3 categories. Yep. And so I think Reiner Knizia, because I've heard really good thing about Rebirth, and I know it's pretty big over in Europe compared to over here. So I think that is a possibility for the Kinderspiel winner. The one I think intrigues me the most is the QR one, Paddle Fight or something like that. Boss Battle, whatever. QR something. From Pegasus Build, that one looks the most interesting to me. Rebirth, I've played Moon Colony Bloodbath. That's the only one I played out of the 3. I could see it winning, honestly. It is a decent game, and it does something different than you would expect. It's collective deck building, but I'm putting stuff in the deck that builds better for me, and we're just trying to survive. My only issue with that one, it kind of overstays its welcome, especially at a 4-player game. Yeah. But other than that, I honestly think it's going to be Rebirth on the Kinder side.
Okay. I was thinking probably Rebirth, although I haven't looked much into it either. And I think for the Spiel, I think it's going to be Cozy Stickerville. I really do. And the reason why I think that is because city building is such a prominent theme there in Germany. I mean, Dorf Romantic won it. Like, need I say more? But, last year was a deduction game. Yeah. Or like a logical deduction game. So with Bomb Busters. So I don't know. Like, I can see it, like, it's technically tile laying, except the tiles are stickers and it's permanent. Yeah. But, I mean, like, there's a lot of story, there's a lot of, like, growth to it. And they like those comfortable, cozy games from time to time. So, yeah, that's my guess.
And it's weird for me, too, like, for the Spiel des Jahres, it's not that weird. They're pretty much in the same range that they always do. The Kinderspiel, they went from, like, 2 back-to-back heavy winners to these 3, which are not, like, super heavy games. Moon Colony Bloodbath, the QR Fighter one, and the Rebirth. I think Rebirth is the heaviest out of the 3, but barely from what I've seen on it. Right. But though we're compared to Daybreak and Endeavor Deep Sea, which are 2 of the heaviest ones that have won the Kinderspiel.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, they're making a name for the gamer games. Yeah.
But yeah, it intrigues me with what they're doing on that one.
Cool.
All right, my first bit of news here, the second bit of news here, the first one of the Asmodee line. I have 2 others after this one. But the first one I'm going to talk about is Asmodee, who has the contract for Lord of the Rings themed games. Sure. Because, and I found this out why they have this contract. Before they broke away, Asmodee was part of the Embracer Group. The Embracer Group has the contract to Lord of the Rings. They're part of the Middle-earth Enterprise. They ended up buying the Middle-earth Enterprise. When Asmodee broke away, I think either they broke away with the rights for it on the board game side of things, or they had something in the contract where they had the board game rights to Lord of the Rings or from Middle-earth Enterprise, because they were all part of that big Embracer Group, and Asmodee broke away from that group. So, they've announced that they've come to terms with 4 game publishers for new Lord of the Ring games. 2 we've already heard about, and there's 2 other ones that are not tied to Asmodee, which is kind of interesting. They just signed over, or not signed over the rights to them, but gave them the use of the rights. First ones, because we don't have announcements for them, is Play to Z. which is the game company that was controlled by, I can't remember,
Zev
Schlesinger, who used to be Z-Man Games, which is owned by Asmodee, but Play to Z is not. And this is his new game company. He has rights to build a Lord of the Rings game. The other one, we just mentioned one of their games, won the Kenner last year, Grand Gamer Guild, now also has a license to make a Lord of the Rings game. But the other two that have been announced that we know about, and I'm super excited for both of these that have been announced, Stoneblade Entertainment has got the rights to make an Ascension set of Lord of the Rings, which will come out sometime later this year, I think, on crowdfunding, which I'm excited for. I just recently played the newest set, Legends, which I really did enjoy. And then the big one, Restoration Games, working with Yellow, who is under the Asmodee line, are going to build King's Gambit, which is a reskinning of Queen's Gambit, which is in the Star Wars line. But they're making the deluxe version of it, which will go on Kickstarter or GameFound. It's some sort of crowdfunding in September. And then it'll come out next year. And then Yellow will have the rights to the retail version of the games, so it's not going to be as deluxe, as blinged out as the rest of the stuff we're getting if you back the crowdfunding thing. So yeah, that is how Asmodee ended up with the Lord of the Rings license, because you and me were talking about it not too long ago. I did a deep dive on that because I was intrigued, and it's because they were part of the Embracer Group, and they are making deals with other game companies that are not under the Asmodee umbrella yet to make games here, so... That was intriguing to me.
That is. Cool. My second bit of news is 2 games have been announced that are remakes of games that either have already been in America or have not. But they're 2 new remakes. There's Star Trek Space Hunt, which is a remake of Sonar, which is a smaller version of Captain Sonar. This is a Star Trek version of it where it's basically real-time battleship is how Sonar worked. And so the Star Trek version, you'll have one side, which is the Star Trek USS Enterprise. The other side, which is either Klingons or whatever, right?
It is Romulans, I
believe.
Romulans,
yeah. And so they're going head-to-head real time and battling each other out, and it's a 2-on-2, I believe. And so I'm really excited about that.
Because that one intrigues me a lot.
That's... Yes.
Because I like that kind of concept. If anything needed to be put themed-wise on Sonar, Star Trek is the way.
Star Trek makes perfect sense. But they also announced that is only the first in a line of Sonar games. So they're going to be making other ones that are different. I don't know if they're different themes or if they're different Star Treks or whatever. Or different IPs. Who knows? But those are many others. And then another game that was announced, Eureka, which is, so Reiner Knizia did a whole bunch of games for Schmidt-Spiel, I believe.
Oh, and I was thinking the kids game one, Dr. Eureka or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
That's the Beaker one.
Yeah.
No, Eureka, I mean, there's been a bunch of games called Eureka here in the United States. But this one specifically, he did a whole series of games called the 4-1 series. And so this is 4-1 Kniffle, which is kind of like a solo Yahtzee thing that he designed. Because Kniffle is like a Yahtzee game that they play in Germany quite often. So he designed a solo version of it, and they're bringing it here into the United States called Eureka, which I'm excited for. I've been really excited about this. There's like a space sci-fi themed one that was a 4-1 series, and none of them have been available here yet. So maybe if this does well, we'll get some of the other ones.
I'm just trying to think what other kind of IP you could put on Sonar.
The Lord of the Rings, obviously.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Sure.
I think that would be, but
I think you're thinking too close to the water, right?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking that would be an interesting one because there's just no real sonar, so it's like I could see that.
Like a dogfight kind of thing.
And honestly, you need a better Top Gun game other than the Top Gun game by Funko, which not a bad game until you play the volleyball side.
Yeah. It's like, why are we playing volleyball so much? Yeah.
But yeah, that intrigues me that they're making other stuff with it. So. Mm-hmm. All right, my next bit of Asmodee news here. They've just announced that they've added 3 new companies to their non-exclusive distribution rights. And one of the companies is basically saying they did it because why not get your game out there to more buyers and stuff like that? Because Asmodee is massive. They are If you're a video gamer, the best equivalent for Asmodee is like EA. That's how
Yeah.
big they are in the board gaming world. If you're into anything sports wise in video game world,
Yeah.
then EA everybody knows about.
Essentially second to Hasbro.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah. And so they're a pretty big company here, and so the ones that just announced were Direwolf Digital. I think that's their full name. Known for the Clank series, Lightning Train, Dune Imperium, a lot of those games. They're part of the distribution now. Chaosium Inc. Not a lot of people know this company. They're more of a smaller company. Their big game still hasn't come out yet. We actually saw a little bit of it at GAMA the GAMA Expo a couple years ago. This is the Horror on the Orient Express, where it is a Cthulhu Mythos game on the Orient Express, which is a deduction where you're working as a group to find out who are the cultists on the ships that have taken us into this other world, because their chant was successful. It took us into the Cthulhu Mythos world.
That's cool.
It's interesting. It looks intriguing. I'm waiting for my production copy, or not production copy, my copy from Kickstarter to arrive, but they're sometime this summer, I think they're saying is what it's going to happen, but they ran into some problems with the packaging inside the insert, because things weren't fitting like they should, so they had to get that done. So put a delay. The last game here, company Capstone Games, and now doing it as well. And I don't blame Capstone one bit on this one, because their games are pretty. They do some really heavy duty games, and then getting them in front of a larger audience would be really good for them.
Yeah. Cool.
So those are the three games that are now have non-exclusive distribution rights with Asmodee.
And I have 3 games that were just announced that are brand new. Actually, so 2 of them weren't announced, not as far as I knew about, but you'll be very intrigued by it. But the first one I do want to talk about is the newest Similo. They announced Similo Wonders, which I'm stoked about. I love Similo. I will buy every version of Similo I can.
I have 9 different versions of Similo.
We finally started selling a version of it. We have the aquatic animals version at our comic shop. Yeah. And so I brought
Grab me a copy.
All right, I got you. and so I started teaching people how to play it, because the closest one I have is the wild animals version. Because I don't yet own the aquatic animals. I need to.
I need the aquatic animals, but I have the wild animals and I have the regular animals.
Yeah. I found my wild animals at Savers.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. And it was like the day before we stocked the aquatic animals. So I was like, perfect. I have my demo right here, you know. So I started teaching people play it, and they fell in love with it.
That game's so good.
Yeah, so good. Anyway, so Similo Wonders is specifically like World Wonders. Like
it would go good with my history.
It would. Yeah, but like some of them would be obvious, right? You know.
That's
like,
the point, though. It would go good with my history deck.
Yeah.
We just played Wild Animals with the Fantastic Beasts set, and that was rough.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I don't buy the licensed ones, though, I admit.
I have all 3 of the major licensed ones.
Okay.
I have both Harry Potter versions
Lord
of the Rings.
Yeah, okay.
I usually try to make the IPs with the IPs, and then the other stuff with the other stuff to make sense, make it not super hard.
Sure.
But we just thought it would be funny to use Fantastic Beasts with wild animals.
Yeah, it really would. That's ridiculous. All right, but then the 2 other new games I found out, Happy Camper is coming out with 2 new games.
I know one that they announced.
Zeus on the Loose is one of them that they announced. That is not out yet.
Zeus on the Loose has already been out, though.
It is. It was from Game.R, which
the
the main guy of Happy Camper
used to be Game.R.
Used to be Game.R, so that makes sense. So he's bringing it over. And I've actually played Zeus on Loose. It's pretty fun. I think you would dig it.
I would like to play it, but I would play Happy Camper's version, because I love the way they make their games look.
And they have a little Zeus figurine too, and it's fully painted and everything. So the idea of it is real simple. You have a bunch of numbers in your hand, and you're trying to push the total that everyone's playing to 100. And there's ways that if you make it exactly like a multiple of 10, so if I hit it like 60 on the nose, then I get the Zeus figure, and that's worth points. But then you also have a bunch of other Greek gods that are, you're playing for their abilities that manipulate things in different ways. So it's kind of a fun little game. But the other one is a game called Beach Bandits.
This is the one I would know about.
I just barely found out about this literally today.
I found out about it, I think, on Saturday, because it was on their Instagram.
Oh, okay. See, I don't look at their Instagram. So, yeah, Beach Bandits, I read the rules for it, because I was really curious. The way it works is that you're trying to score a bunch of points in different ways, and it looks like cards, almost like Sushi Go, pick and pass drafting. But it's not pick and pass drafting. You have a hand of cards, and you play them either by giving them to other players, which they will score points for, or by keeping them for yourself. Each card has 2 different abilities on it. If you give them away, it has normally a much better ability that will benefit you as well. Mm-hmm. Or if you keep it for the points, then it's a lesser ability. So it's a clever little thing. It's like, well, like if I keep it, then one opponent draws a card. But if I give it to you, everyone draws a card and I get an extra card. It's like that kind of level of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really cool. Like how it's just like, oh, how do I balance? It's self-balancing. So I'm excited for it. Zeus on the Loose, Similar Wonders, and Beach Bandits.
Beach Bandit intrigues me, and I want it to already be out or getting ready to be released. For I can order it online and get it shipped to my house before I leave for my trip.
Yeah. Honestly, Similar would make sense for Happy Camper, too.
Oh, yeah, it would, but that's a horrible Guild's game, so... Yeah. And
I don't blame them, I'm just saying, like,
no,
that would be really cool.
that is their money game, too.
Yeah.
Because we talk about it before on podcast. Impulse Buy, $10 set. There you go.
There you go.
All right, my last bit of news. Asmodee continues their buying process. This is not going to be a long, dragged-out one. However, they bought one of our games, and it's fully under Asmodee license now. Time's Up.
Yep.
Time's Up was first published in 1999. So this game's
27 years old.
Yeah, this game has been out for a little bit, but it is... I want to see what they're going to do with it, because with all their licensing, it's going to be Time's Up, Lord of the Rings expansion pack. Because in all honesty, that would be the way they go. But I like how Time's Up works. You're basically using a stack of cards, whether one side or the other, as a group, and you're playing in teams, and you're trying to get an idea of how to do it. So in the first one, you can say whatever you want, but you cannot pass, and you're trying to go through the deck. But you're also listening to what other teams are saying as they're trying to go through that stack of deck as well, because when it goes into the second round, you can only give one-word clues, but you can pass. And all this is timed. You have a little timer that will tell you how long you have to go, and you're trying to get all this stuff down in most points in the second round. And then the third round, you don't get to speak at all. Now you have to do charades to point out what's going on there. And we've played a lot of this. This used to be under R&R, if I remember correctly. Yep. And so we ended up, if you want to go check our YouTube channel, we have a review for Family. We got a review copy for that one. We both enjoy that one a lot. I hope if they're going to keep doing the Asmodee line, they're going to keep doing it how they did with Family, where the score sheet is a magnetic board that just flips up and you use that. I think that is the perfect. I am not happy with the cube of Time's Up. It's just annoying. I almost picked up the red cube not too long ago because they had it at Bookman's when I went over there just recently. But I was like, I barely played my blue cube all that much. If we do bust out, it's usually the Family game just because it's much simpler. And I want them to update the cards in the new versions with Asmodee. This way, the pop culture reference my wife can get, because it's like playing like a Trivial Pursuit from the 1990s.
Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, who is that?
Who's Jimmy Stewart?
Yeah, exactly. So just update the pop references, or just the popular culture references, because it would work with families and stuff like that. Because you can do like K-pop Demon Hunters, which are really big, or just any K-pop band right now. If you're going to do music, that would get your wife intrigued into that sort of stuff. So yeah, I want to see what they're doing. I'm interested in how they would go about it and stuff like that. Are they just giving us like random little expansion packs, or they're going to give us sets that can be combined with other sets? I want to see what they're going to do with it. I do love Time's Up. It's one of my go-to favorite party games.
Yep, hands down, same. I mean, it's like it's in the echelon of like it's just some of the best party games of all time.
Yeah, and the thing is too is like it gives you one of the best party games, and its third unit with charades is like charades was a really popular game, and so it's like you're playing Password almost, and then you follow that up with charades all in one game night. So
yeah, I couldn't agree more. Cool. And the last piece of news that I want to talk about is just a really strange one-off event that is happening in Hamburg, Germany this year. Have you heard about this? Mm-hmm. This threw me off. I saw this on Facebook 2 days ago. Catan is hosting a one-day event with Linkin Park for a Catan Linkin Park crossover event in Hamburg, Germany. I don't know why. I mean, I'm a fan of both.
Speaking of Asmodee.
But I don't know why. And I don't know what. And I don't know, Because...
But then again, Catan has done this before. They're getting a freaking TV show on Netflix. They just did a thing with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They signed a license and all that stuff, but that doesn't mean that they're actually going to follow through. Netflix just signed it.
Oh, yeah, but
that was like 5 years ago, but they haven't done nothing about it yet.
The Timberwolves?
I don't know about the Timberwolves, but...
They did a whole thing, and you could do, like, Catan stuff or get Catan drinks in the Timberwolves Stadium for the basketball game. It is so weird with this contract with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I honestly didn't
Let's go to Minnesota and do that. Like, that sounds dope, actually. No, but, I mean, okay, it makes sense because Asmodee North America is in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So I get that.
Yeah.
But this is Linkin Park. But the rock band
from America, and they're doing it in Germany,
in Hamburg, Germany, which it makes sense. Sure, that's where Catan is from, right? Mm-hmm. But like, is it going to be a concert? Is it going to be a play day? Like, do the people from Linkin Park like Catan?
I can see what they're going to do.
I'm just really curious about
it. They're going to try to set the record for the most people playing Catan at a concert.
Why not? Right?
I see the festivals in Germany. Yeah, it can happen.
Sure, it could. Who knows? Like, I'm just so fascinated by this. I'm like, in the world of, I didn't see where this was coming from.
I need to trade some wood for wood and sheep for Chester.
Yeah, right. Well, why not? Right. I'm trying to think of like what are some of the references that they made in some of their songs. It's like
I have no clue. I mean...
Does anybody want to trade for a paper cut?
It makes more sense for Transformers because they actually had music on the Transformers album. But Catan?
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, so I'm fascinated to see it. I'll probably watch it live on TV, or streaming online, because I'm so fascinated by what this is gonna be. And, So now, let's get into today's episode. Board Game Breakdown, Johannes Goupy, or Johannes Goupy, forgive us, I don't know exactly how to pronounce
Johannes.
it. But awesome designer. Regardless of how you pronounce the name, awesome designer. We're excited to break down his stuff.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying a lot of his stuff lately. Mm-hmm. He's another one of those designers. We talk about designers. Phil Walker Harding, Bruno Cathala for me, anything Knizia for you, Stefan Feld. These are designers that if they're coming up with something, we want to try it out, if not buy it outright. Yep. And he's done a lot of it on the smaller side, which even gets me more excited because you and me are a sucker for some small little card games.
Yes, absolutely we are. The more clever, the better, and he makes some clever stuff. So let's talk about his breakdown. We're going to start, as all of our breakdowns, we're going to go over his entire gameography, skipping over some obvious little expansions and stuff like that.
And I have them all
We'll hit all the main ones, and we're going to start at the earliest one, which is...
And this one's interesting. It doesn't have a year on it. This is Crossing Heroes, and this was at the bottom of the thing before anything that has years. There's not a lot of votes on it, stuff like that. So this is a co-design with Matthew Verdier.
Yeah, normally when it doesn't have a date, it means it's not out yet.
It's not out yet, or...
Which we don't know.
Or it just never got published.
Or never got published, that's right.
But it has the tag in Cranio Games, so... Yeah. But the other ones have already got years that are coming out in 2026 and 2027. So this is why it's confusing me. It has nothing in 3 ratings. So,
yeah, who knows?
So in Crossing Heroes, players place trial cards on a 3x3 grid with the hero in the center, then arrange skill cards around the grid to meet each trial requirements. Only completed trial awards points at the end of the game. After 8 rounds, the player with the most victory points will be the winner. So it's based on the almost like the laboratory, not the labyrinth, the Minotaur labyrinth. I'm not a huge fan of the art style on this one. So it's interesting to me, but I don't like the way the art is looking. But that's all we can see is just this cover right here. Yeah. Sure. I mean, I'll try it. It's 3x3 card game. See what happens.
Yeah, it sounds
like a little slide puzzle almost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So.
Cool. All right. Next one's Queens. This was one of the first ones that was on our radar from him, because this is one of the first ones we played from him. This is a beehive thing.
Don't say the whole title. Say the whole title.
Queens to be or not to be, and these are for bees specifically. Yeah, I don't love the cover, but yeah, it is a co-design of Bruno Cathala and Johannes Goupy. And again, like we said, we've played this game before, and we were surprised by it. We didn't go into it expecting
this is a
that
damn
much.
it Dom game.
This was cool. Yeah. So what you're doing is you're moving around this board, picking up flower tiles that are in the rows or the columns or wherever you're moving along.
Yeah.
And it's just such a neat little mechanism that you're triggering as you're moving around this board.
It's 2 of the same color or 3 of the thing, but if it has a B on it, you can only pick up the B.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just scoring points by laying them out in front of you. Like, it's just, I was impressed by it. You're trying to get different sets, real simple, real effective. Or, yeah, you could build. I forgot that you have, like, those different shapes
The
that you're going to be building
tiles.
off of. Yeah.
That's how you're building everything.
Yeah, and you're just trying to group them together in different ones. It's really cool.
For different scoring patterns and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Not very colorblind friendly for its day and age, but it was still... I mean, this is, 2019?
Yeah.
But, man, I really did enjoy this one. So much so that I picked it up at Black and Red up in Denver.
Sure, yeah.
So it was when I saw that...
If I see it live, I'll probably pick up a copy as well.
Yeah, it's really good. I actually saw a copy of it at Bookman's.
Maybe it'll still be there.
Yeah.
I'm planning on going in a couple weeks, so we'll see.
Well,
if you're listening to the podcast right now, don't snipe it from me, please. Like, leave it. That'd be cool.
If you go in a couple weeks, I can't go with you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'll be gone in a couple weeks. Wait, we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out.
All right, next game on my list is another Bruno Cathala co-design. This is Orichalcum. I do adore this game. Actually, Panasaurus brought this over, and Catch Up Games is another one that did this one. They brought this over, and this is which is based on mythology as well, and you're building out tiles in there, and so you're trying to it's a race to 5 points, no matter what. You could get permanent points, and no one can take them from you, but there's also temporary points that you can end up getting, but if someone gets that favor of their god, they'll take that point away from you. So it's basically a race to 5, and you're just building out your grid with these double-sided tokens, and you're trying to score in different ways that connect different arenas and stuff like that. Or you got to go fight some monsters, because if you get monsters put on your field, you need to fight them off. If you do that, you get points out of that way. And it's just a race to 5 points, and you can keep track on how everybody's doing, because you put them right up across your board right here at the top. And by doing so, you know, okay, they're at 4 points, but if I do this favor, I can take that point away from them, and now I'll be at 4 points, and they'll be down to 3. And so you're drafting stuff off of here. It's kind of the Small World, where you have to pay if you want to go further down the line kind of thing. Yeah. It's a really neat game. I do enjoy this one a lot. I need to get to the table more. It is a simpler version of another Bruno Cathala game in that aspect of Ishtar. It's much simpler and cleaner than Ishtar was for me. But I do like this one. I like the theme on it as well. So, Orichalcum.
I have yet to play this.
I'll have to show it to you.
In fact, that's the first time I've seen it. I've only heard of the cover and heard of the game. I've never actually looked at the board.
It is right there. You can't see it because the loop is in front of it, but I have it on my shelf right
That's helpful.
I can look at. I see the cover, like the top of the cover, but I know where it's at.
That's all right there too. Rainforest is the next one. 2022 again.
Relatively new.
We're like on like the 3rd or 4th game right now, and we're already on 2022. This is from Funny Fox. And the players create a jungle environment and reintroduce iconic species. So, aim to create jungle environment that offers rich variety of vegetation, which will allow you to reintroduce and protect the region's iconic species: monkeys, frogs, butterflies, parrots. Don't forget to secure long-term survival of your totem animal, and you'll be able to earn some extra precious points. Let's see here. Open drafting, tile placement, square grid. Okay.
That is
Those
your
are all
style of
different
game.
Styles that I'm a big fan of. I do like open drafting. Okay.
Looks
I see
pretty
this.
good.
Looks good. I like the vibrant colors on it. I like the tokens.
I like how the tokens are like the different animals.
And it looks like the board that's up there is what you're taking the tiles from.
Yeah, and
so
I think it's kind of like a Cascadia where you're taking the tile with the animals.
You take the tile with the animals. Interesting.
And look, you have to put the monkey on the monkey and the parrot on the parrot.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
It looks really nice, honestly. And if those are like, from what I'm seeing here, wood tokens,
yeah,
I think this would be fun. I don't think it came over into the States, though. That's the issue.
No, I haven't heard anything about it. So,
yeah.
Rainforest, interesting.
And it's not re-implemented by anything else, so...
Guess I gotta order something else from Germany.
There you go. The next game on our list is another one I'm not familiar with, because this is from G.A.M.E.R G-R-R-R-E. Yeah, it ain't happening. Ruha? Rahu? Again, with these names. Rahas of the Ganges?
Rahas of the Ganges? Who made this?
This is Return life to a sterile planet using your shamanistic power. The art style, from what I'm just seeing right here, kind of reminds me of Far Away, which we'll be talking about here in a little bit. So this one, after a millennial sterility, life has sprung again on Raha. As a venerable shaman, one of the 5 worlds has been entrusted to you. Your powers are divine and allow you to shape the environment in order to turn this world into a cradle of life, energy, keeper of serenity, and harmony for the centuries to come. You need to obtain the most victory points, representative's life energy, to win the game. There's going to be 2 ages, energetic core of Raha. In age 1, vegetation, terrain, and wildlife will appear. In age 2, civilization will start thriving. The game takes place over 4 rounds, each divided into 3 turns, followed by a scoring phase. Each turn will follow 5 steps. Simultaneously, take all biome cards from the satellite whose symbol matches the one beneath your avatar on your player board, moon or star. Choose 1 card to place on any square of your player board or discard to the black hole. Receive a divine entity if you create a row or column of matching symbols on your player board. Activate your avatar, plus any divine entities in the same row or column as your avatar. And then finally, move your avatar 1 notch clockwise along the edge of your player board, changing the row or column that will be activated on the next turn. In the scoring phase, you'll activate all your biomes with spore tokens and any divine entities you may have, as well as gaining crystals and points as shown and the components. This sounds really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this and I kind of want to play it.
Yeah.
The way it's talked about and designed, this is another one that they haven't brought over to the States, at least I don't think. You could find it on Amazon from what I'm seeing here on the affiliate link for like nearly $50, but I don't know if it's Amazon Germany. But
there's always that chance.
Yeah. But it looks really nice too.
Yeah, I like the art style that's on the top.
Yeah, I like how this looks, like these tokens as well.
Jump back onto the main page there. Let's see if there's a Board Game Arena implementation of it. So if there is, I know what we're playing next. It'll say it somewhere on one of the things.
Let's see here.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's go! All right.
Yeah, we still got to finish
Just
the
by
other
way,
2.
I got to give a shout out to Board Game Arena. Asmodee, thank you. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, we've been playing the mess out of it.
We appreciate you.
Speaking of which, a little hint to our listeners, since you're this far into the episode, you're going to get a special episode in June, the end of this month, because it's a 5th Monday. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking about what we've been playing on Board Game Arena, so you guys are going to have some fun on that. We're going to pick and choose what we want to talk about, as well as like how the digital implementation works and what good or bad kind of thing. But we'll go through, make it about an hour or so, just talking about all the games we've been playing, because it's been fun. And now this is going to be another one we're going to add to that list.
Roha. Nautilus Island. I'm so glad I get to talk about this one, because I talked about this last week in our last episode, because I finally got a chance to play my copy. I'm a big fan of the Nautilus theme, and this one, go ahead and hit a spot of the board real quick. Yeah, that's a good one. So, it's a worker placement and drafting game. If you look at this top row, that means that that's where they're coming from. So that purple meeple that's up on the top there, they're going to be jumping down to the opposite side of the row. They only can choose from that first, second, or last column, because the third and fourth column are being taken already, and they can't even stay in their same column anyway. When you go to that column, you either take all of the cards that are on top of all of the decks that are in that row, or you are going to take a number, you get to play that many of the same color of card. So if I jumped into the row with 3 cards, I could play 3 of the same color of card. And you're trying to get bonuses. Like, you'll see right here, there's the little, whether it's 4 cards, 5 cards, there's the little portholes that give you points as well. Because it's set collection, but you only score points by getting those sets. Also, what makes it really clever is that since you're jumping back and forth, whoever is closest to the end of the Nautilus, at the back of it, is the one who goes first. So that's why you would go for like a single space or 1 or 2 cards, is that way you can jump ahead of everybody else. I was really enamored with this because there's ways to get bonuses and all sorts of stuff. It's really cool, really neatly portable. It has an unnecessary like little dial punch out in the board itself, but other than that, it's a great game. Funny Fox hit it out of the park. Johannes Goupy and Theo Rivera.
Yeah, so another co-design, and you're a
Yep.
big fan of this one. Or
I did.
so
I need to bring it. I think you would like this a lot.
it looks pretty good.
It's
I like
basically a card game.
yeah, I like the style of it too. I like the
Mm-hmm.
art style.
Mm-hmm.
Clement Masson is the artist, so just out there.
Yeah.
All right, the next game we're going to talk about is Alawa from Bombex, which is a prehistoric chief. Assemble your tribe with members, tools, huts, and stocks. This is a 2 to 4 player game. In Alawa, you have to assemble your prehistoric tribe while collecting the elements necessary for development, but the opposing chiefs will do you no favors, and your choices around the campfire are already full of dilemmas. Each turn, you're going to pick a card from those surrounding the campfire at the table, add it to your tribe face up, and you're going to get the resources from the central display based on the number in the lower right of the card. It looks like those resources, getting a bonus if you take the last resource from a stack, after which the resources are refilled. With these resources, you can build cards from your hand, whether from immediate effect, resource storage, or in-game scoring. When the central resource pile is empty, players tally their scores. This sounds intriguing. Where you're basically taking the cards to get the resources and cause basically a drought of those resources, and using those resources to put cards out there that could either give you something good or an in-game scoring kind of thing. So yeah, he's been known for stuff like that, and anyways, with his name on it, I'm gonna want to play it anyway. And it actually looks really small too.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like it's not going to take too much table space. So Lawa, let's see what we got over here with it. It is resource queue and set collection. That's a mechanism we need to look into for our top 8 debates. Resource queue?
Yeah. Open that up in a new tab. We'll look at it after we're done. Hey, it's on Board Game Arena.
Oh, okay. Probably another one we're going to be looking at.
Hold on. Let's write these down. Alawa, Rauha.
Alawa and Rauha. But you get to talk about one of our favorite ones coming up. How are you getting the ones that we've played, and I'm getting the ones I have to read out loud?
I wish I could tell you. And that's going to happen in 2 turns anyway. Anyway, so, Far Away. This is by Johannes Goupy and Corentin Lebrat. Again, forgive me for mispronouncing that, I'm sure. And Maxine, who's the artist? Morin. Amazing art. I got to give that a shout out because it's beautiful, beautiful artwork. Anyway, you're going on this 10-day journey, or is it 8? I don't know. 8 or 10 days. Yeah, 8 cards. And you're going to be building this journey. And as you're going on this journey, you're taking a single card from the draft row, and all of them score in different ways, but they score based on what's behind them. I'll explain that in a minute. Once you get your 8 cards and everybody has their 8 cards, you're going to be going backwards in time, traveling back, not backwards in time, but traveling back to your home area. And as you're doing that, each card will score what you've already seen on the way back. So you're planning out these things to score later on, and there's ways that if you play cards in numerical order, you get bonuses by doing so. You get scoring ends. So like this example right here, the number 33, as long as you have at least one of those, I'm not really sure what symbol that is, but we
like
always call it the pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have one of those, you get 3 points. That's how it works. But it also has a map, which lets you draw extra cards of which ones you want to choose for like end game bonuses and stuff.
And the thing too is like when it's talking about like these pineapples, since this is at the end of this trail, this is not going to score for you because you want them over here on that side. But if say it's over on this section right here, for those not listening, if it's in the earlier in the line, then if you have the pineapples after you're on your way back, then it would score for you.
So you're often incentivized to get cards that will score your previous cards, but the thing is, you're also trying to get stuff that you're likely going to be able to score more later on, too. So it's this weird little balance of what you want to and what you are going to score.
And the bonus thing, too, is like if you're playing the cards in the numerical order, you can get these smaller cards, which will help you trigger. You just play it above your line as well. And then it'll give you some stuff that you can trigger as well when you're playing. So I have both expansions for this game. You and me are a huge fan. We enjoyed the mess out of this one. A little tricky to explain how the game works, but it is actually really fun to play. I know we showed this to Damn It Dom, and he's like, I get why people like this one a lot.
Yep. Really clever.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, look, digital implementation.
It's a Board Game Arena.
But we own it.
Yeah, we already have it.
All right, the next one is From the Moon, another one that I do not know anything about.
I've not heard of this one.
And this is Craft Workers, Build Bases, and Save Humanity. It is a co-design with Gilles Lefar, artist Michael Coimbra, and this is from La Boutique de Jus. What is the other one that we played of theirs? Are they the ones that did the other pick and pass drafting that we like?
Maybe.
It's a Wonderful World.
They could be. I don't remember.
All right. Anyways, in From the Moon, players are represented as a faction trying to complete missions departing from our moon in order to help humankind survive elsewhere in the galaxy. Indeed, the fate of Earth is sealed and time is running out. The plan is to launch 3 survival missions before all life on Earth ends. To do that, each faction will contribute by building parts of the ship and build their own lunar bases to store the necessary resources. In the end, which faction will be most suited to lead the future of a race out there from far away? Area, majority influence, contracts, income, tile placement, worker placement, in a sense. These pieces look really good, too.
Yeah, they
Look
do.
at those rovers. So, yeah, I'm intrigued by this one. It has some ideas, and that board is busy as all get up, but...
It does say it's a 90-minute game.
Yeah.
Which is much bigger than almost anything we've talked about so
from
far.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks pretty good. It's got icon heavy, just for those who are not watching the video of it. So, yeah, hold on, let's see. No
Board Gamer now.
But it was Kickstartered, so... So there's that. But it seems intriguing. Sometimes these games come from this company into the States, usually through a third party. So we'll see.
That's interesting.
And you get another game we both played and enjoyed.
That's right. Pixies, amazing art. Sylvain Trabut. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the art is cool because it's these little pixies. They're like little natural things that like they'll use like an acorn and leaves and twigs and stuff like that, and make like these little creatures that they call pixies. Anyway, this is a 3x3 grid. Yeah, a 3x3 grid. You're trying to score the most points after 3 rounds. Each round you're going to score 3 different parts of it. You're going to score either the largest, or not either. You're going to score the largest area of the same color, contiguous. That's going to score your points based on the round. The second one is you're going to score points that are listed on the card, either positive or negative points. And then finally, the third one is you're going to score cards that are validated, where if you've played a second of the same number, then that validates the card, meaning it's worth its value in points.
And that's these little things right here. They also have negative points on them as well.
That's right.
These little X's.
Yeah, so preferably you'd want to get one of those and then cover it up with something that's not as valuable or not as hurtful later on, and then also validating it in the process. But sometimes you'll want to take negative points just
because it's going to give you a nice
card.
it's going to give you also like a nice large grouping of that color, and it's like
sure.
I'm losing a couple points off of it, but I'm also scoring like 10 points off of it. So
exactly.
A net total of 8 comparatively.
Yeah, it's really smart. I like it. I think it's really neat. I've been showing it off at the shop lately. But yeah, I mean, Pixies, super cool little game.
Yeah, I remember showing this to you, and you're like, okay, I see what it's doing here. Because I ended up picking up, because I like to pick up all the little small games that Pandasaurus brings over.
Yeah.
This was one of them, and we actually really enjoyed what it did. You and me were super excited for Farwin when that came out, and that's really what put all these little small card games that they were bringing over. This was one, I was enamored with this one a lot more than, say, the Courtesan one that also came out around that time. Because this one just is so clean. It's a 3x3 grid. It plays really quickly. And then when you're done, you're like, let's do this again. And shuffle all the cards up and do it again. Because it plays so beautifully.
Yep.
Next game on the list is another one I don't know anything about. And you're going to get one we both have played afterwards. So I don't know how this is happening. But
you'll finally get one after that. Don't worry.
Kiva, be clever during the draft phase so that your opponent can't move a camel. This is also another co-design I
love that cover.
G.A.M.E.R Scholes was the co-design on this one from The Flying Games. Artist is Camille Chassis. And in this one, since time immemorial, continuous flow of caravans loaded with the riches have crossed the desert, Kiva. A small setting in the heart of the desert welcomes the most savvy merchants to acquire tremendous wealth. Welcome to Kiva. You play the role of a merchant. You try to track the richest caravans, thanks to a system whose sensations are reminiscent of a tug-of-war. Bags of salt, luxurious carpets, teapots, so many riches to collect through to achieve your objective. Is this 1 to 2? It's 2 to 5. Interesting. Once setup is complete, 5 cards are dealt to each player. These cards will allow you to move a camel. Players place in front of them one face-down card that they will play this turn in a simultaneous play. Players reveal their card simultaneously. Each player moves the camo of that color they played in the direction of their path. If two players have played a card of the same color, the one who played the lowest value moves the camo and then collects the indicated wealth. The other player will receive a gem as compensation. The player cards are put aside but still visible to everyone. The further we go, the more information we have about cards that are in play. The game ends as soon as the resources are exhausted. The winner is the one who has accumulated the most riches. Wow, this game looks good. That cover.
That cover, though.
Yeah, that cover is gorgeous. The rest of it, though, looks okay. It's still bright and readable. Mm-hmm. But that cover.
That cover, though. Ooh.
Yeah, look at those camels.
Yeah, and I like the way the board lays out. It's like the same
baited by the cover. That's right, Illuminous. We got baited by the cover.
Hey, Illuminous. Yeah, I want to play this.
I still want to play it. Yeah. Honestly, it's Goupy games, so we're going to end up playing them.
It's only a 6, yeah. It's not much for out of 217 ratings. That's really not that high. But
if it's a 6 on BGG, I'm willing to give it a try because it's just the way it's done.
There's plenty of good games that are 6s.
Yep. Cool. All right, you ready for the next one?
Let's do it. All right, Legions, an Abyss Universe game. Now, this is a 2-player head-to-head, kind of like a tug-of-war style-esque game.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how it plays, but it's actually kind of neat.
You know it better than me. Go ahead and explain it.
So it is co-designed by Bruno Cathala and Charles Chevalier with Johannes Goupy as well. It is in the Abyss world, if you're familiar with Abyss or Abyss Conspiracy, which is another smaller card game. This is the 2-player version of it. And so this is a 2-player game set in that universe, and you're trying to reign over the district. You're either trying to get a certain amount of points or be the first one to do, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was 2 in-game scoring. But you're basically playing over in this grid right here, and you're playing cards out, and you're trying to get the tug-of-war, and you're trying to get a lot of these here, but you're also getting points to the sides, or keys, I think it's what they are, to the side. And if you ever hit a point threshold that ends the game, whoever hits that point threshold wins. It was a neat little game. We actually did play this on Board Game Arena because we wanted to try it out. I was intrigued to see if I could find a copy of it because I have all the other Abyss games. I'm like, I'll buy a 2-player Abyss game. And I'll still buy a 2-player Abyss game. It's a neat little kind of tug-of-war, but it's a point total game. The art is the Abyss art, so it is gorgeous. I do like this one. I will pick it up. I will not pick it up for that price that we're seeing right here on the thing, $80.
Yeah, no.
I'm good. If I can find it in its Bombex, it's more than likely going to come through Pandasaurus eventually, probably sometime this year. The 30-minute time frame is actually fair. If it's your first time play, expect it to go a little longer, but if you're very familiar with the game, it will play pretty quickly. It takes a little bit to figure out because you have that whole other side deck that when you're doing the cleanup, you could choose cards from that side deck, and it gets a little confusing, but they give you special powers as well. But I do like this one, Legions, Abyss.
Cool. And now it's your actual one.
All right, my actual one here, Dowan. You're a tribe leader in a world where every territory and resource matters. Co-designed Johannes Goupy and Johan Levet from Space Cowboys. We did play a version of this on Board Game Arena. We haven't played the physical board, but it's interesting. You're playing your cards. I love it. It's multi-use card games. Because what you're doing is you're using the cards either to play cards out or build campfires out, and you're trying to score in different ways. And it's the first 2, I can't remember what it was, but you're playing out and trying to take control of certain areas, and you're trying to make certain requirements based on these ones. Because if you get these up here and you meet their requirements in here, you move it up, you get special abilities. This is like this person's starting camp here, and they're trying to move out, so you need to play something that has the shark tooth on it, and this way you can move that far out. And then you have to play something, okay, this is where I want to build my land now, or my new territory, so I have to play a card that does that as well. You're also drawing cards to help you with other stuff. You're also trying to get your tents in certain areas, because you're trying to get their little resource that they have, but only a few of those tiles share. It is really neat. And then you have to play extra cards to go across the water. It's actually really neat. I'm not really doing it justice in the way I'm describing it, but I actually really did enjoy it when we played it, to the fact that I want to pick up a copy of this one for myself. I had fun with it. You're not a huge fan of that area control style of game, and you actually had fun with it.
Yeah. No, this did it better than standard area control, because it's not really so much about area control. It's about just getting the areas that you need in order to just get the cards fulfilled. It's more of like a Splendor if it was on a map.
Yeah.
As weird as that
Grid
sounds.
movement, set collection. Yeah, it is territory building. Yeah, it is. I enjoyed the mess out of this one.
Interesting.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Space Lab. Love that name. Build your own space station and lead prestigious research missions. 20 to 30 minutes. Already in. That's cool. 1 to 4 players. Cool. Johannes Goupy and Corentin Lebrat. Again, Studio H is the makers of this one. So let's talk about what it is. Let's see here. Multi-use cards. Hey. Game management and game bonuses. Board game. Okay, what is this called again?
Space Lab.
Space Lab. All right, let me, Space Lab. All right, here we go. All right, anyway, so interest in space research is at an all-time high. Across the world, dozens of space labs launch, hoping to uncover the universe's secrets. Launch your very own International Space Station. Recruit members from the world's 4 largest space agencies to create the ideal team and complete the most prestigious projects outer space has to offer. Do you think he has a contract with Board Game Arena? Regardless of the game, do you think he has like some kind of wheeling and dealing? Anyway,
Tableau
it's an
building?
exciting tableau building game full of interesting decisions. On your turn, collect all the cards of the same agency from the top of the deck, or the recruitment center. Manage your hand and place your lab cards around the capsules intelligently to optimize their powers and your objectives.
I want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in.
Yeah, it's Studio H is breaking stuff over. I have a couple Studio H. We just played a Studio H. I played a physical copy of it, and now the Board Game Arena implementation of it, Middle Ages. So I'm intrigued by what Studio H does, and this looks really good. I'm not a huge fan of the art, but I don't hate it either.
Yeah,
like the cover doesn't look all that great, but I like the art on the cards.
Board?
I think so, or at least
it's gotta be, right?
Yeah,
that's Punchboard right there. Interesting.
Yeah, so Studio H is not known for like their like massive resources, but the Middle Ages, that is some thick cardboard that they have for the stacking stuff. So
cool.
I can see them do. Yeah, look at that. It is 3D. Yeah. Look at how much it sits up over the.
That's right.
Okay, that looks pretty cool.
All right. We're in. All right. We're up to 4 now.
The next game on our list is called Salamandra, a definitive worker placement with surprising power buildup. The co-design of Pierre Garot and Johannes Goupy from the G.A.M.E.R games again. I just have to do that every time now.
Yeah.
And the artist from Camille Chassé. This is scholars are rushing to participate to Lithos Festival. Send your apprentices to collect ephemeral and magical resources, restore life to the sacred vegetation, show yourself worthy of the goddess Salamandra, and become the great druid. Man, druids are hot right now, apparently. Mm-hmm. And when did this come out? This came out last year, so... it's played in 4 rounds, alternating day and night. Each round you have a set number of apprentices at your disposal to place and put to work to generate resources and veneration points, which are the victory points. It is a definitive worker placement game in which you will activate your apprentices to create ephemeral resources to use current term to build new tiles, to obtain blessings of the bear and eagle divinities, activate cauldron tiles, generate veneration points and scrolls to gain points at the end of the game, pray the Salamander's goddess to obtain powerful bonuses, or pass and study groves. Everything in Salamandra is a source of rewards, but you'll have to play at your best to bring your strategy to win the game. So, like point salad in a sense. It almost sounds like another game that we just talked about earlier, but I don't remember the name of it. It might be on our list over there. But, yeah, it looks pretty good. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Druids of Adora, but not as busy.
Yeah, way simpler.
Yeah, kind of that weird circular board.
Yeah.
Art style is okay. I don't hate it.
Yeah. It's vibrant. It's clear to see.
Yeah, it's very easy to see.
Yeah.
So, well done there. Okay. Yeah, looks interesting. Wait, hold on. Nope.
Yeah, I already checked. Not Board Game Arena.
All right. Next game on our list.
Collect, which is on Board Game Arena. We know that.
Yeah.
I swear, not a sponsor, although they should be at this point.
Yeah, as much
Use
as
animal
we play
powers to collect the quartet of one animal or in a single group. So yeah, you're just trying to get a 4 of a kind next to each other of different animals. There's like a handful of different animals that are in this deck.
3 rounds
each one of them has their own ability. So what you do is you have 2 decks of cards, you flip over the top of one of them, and you either take it or put it face down. Well, when you put it face down, it can stay on that same deck, or you can put it on the other one. Then if you put it face down, back on top of one of the 2 decks, you take whatever was under on the opposite deck of wherever you placed it, and then that's the one that you have to take. Then activate the ability, try to get 4 of a kind. There's also a couple of other animals like the octopus if you get 3 pairs next to each other, or the lion, which if you get 7 different animals.
That's how you beat me.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only way I could do it. Is by the special cards. Then you have extra little end game bonuses. But
the chameleon is a wild card, but if you get a second chameleon in your list, you have to discard both of them.
Yeah, which I like a lot.
Yeah,
that's such a cool mechanism. Of course you want a chameleon, but you really don't want that other chameleon. It's
then you have this guy over here, the parrot, which is a push your luck aspect of the game, where you have to call out one card over there, and the chameleon will act like the card you call out. This guy allows you to, if you pull a red crab...
If you had a crab already...
you get to play an immediate next turn.
Yep.
And what's neat about this plays in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
If you play the first round, you get a half a crown. The second round, if you win the second round, then you win the game, because you'll get a full crown. The whole point is try to get a full crown. But if I play the first round and I get a half crown, and you win the second round, you get a half crown. But damn it, Dom could beat us in the third round and get the full crown by playing out the third round. So it's a really neat little quick game, and it's relatively inexpensive from CMON. Mm-hmm. I actually really did enjoy this one.
Yep.
All right, this one I did not enjoy, though. Here you go. Oh, this is me, huh?
Yep.
This
is his?
Yeah, Jeremy Ducret and Johannes Goupy. I think this is more Jeremy. This is super. And it's a neat little superhero card game about trying to collect at most 8 or 6 cards, because you're going to have them in 2 different rows. You're going to have top row and bottom row.
Yep.
If they're a veteran, they can move down to the bottom row. And you're trying to use them to set off different abilities, or not abilities, but missions? Yeah, you're finishing missions is what it's called. And by finishing the missions, you have to lose those cards that you used in them, but a lot of those cards can give you special abilities. And it's a race to 60, because you're trying to be a prestigious superhero and have followers on Instagram or something like that. But the art is great. The gameplay is neat. I think I need to play it physically and with more people than 2 players, because I think it would sing a little bit better with more players.
Is it weird that this is my pick?
You ended up picking up this one. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
It was fine. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. This is probably the weakest game on this list that I played.
Yeah.
So basically, over a decade, the legendary superhero agency, the Guardians, closed its doors, shaken by a political scandal unparalleled magnitude. To this day, no other superhero group has managed to captivate the masses in the same way, and close to its 50 million followers. The disappearance of the Guardians left a vast void, an empty throne at the pinnacle of superhero glory, waiting for the one who can rekindle the flame of universal admission. So yeah, it's a race to 60. And you're just playing these cards out to use their special abilities. So this one, everything over to this side of it will count as that type of card, and it's mostly for the missions. This is what I was telling you about the veteran ability. If you use this card in a mission, it can move into that bottom row, and you can use it again for a second mission. If it's in this section, it counts as any color, as that special power there. And I'm showing, so these are the missions that you can draft. And so you're either drafting a superhero to put in your tableau, or you're using your superheroes to finish a mission. And the missions need certain requirements based on the colors of the characters, also the power that you're going to sit over there. And then you'll get rewards if you use this kind of tag on it. Then you'll get a special reward on that one. Whereas sometimes it allows you to draw a card from the top of the deck and put it into your tableau, and you just get a free card out there. It's really neat. I did enjoy what it's doing. It wasn't my favorite out of everything we played on Board Game Arena. But again, I still think I need to play this one more physically than the Board Game Arena implementation of it. But mind you, when we played it too, it was still in beta form.
Yeah.
So it might have gotten better. But it's still neat. It's just not my favorite. And the last game on our list. You ready?
That's right. Odysseus from G.A.M.E.R.
And what's interesting about this, I didn't know anything about this game until I pulled all this up. And just by that name intrigues me, because I love this story.
Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah. The story of Odysseus, right. Face myths, outwit the gods, and shape your destiny. This is by Matthew Verdier
and
Johannes Goupy. All right. I mean, it looks cool. It looks almost like it's tile placement Greek. So it almost looks like that other one. Not Orichalcum, but like I always get them mixed up. Acropolis.
Oh, Acropolis. Yeah. G.A.M.E.R. Okay.
Yeah, G.A.M.E.R. I mean, the board doesn't, but after 10 long years of war against the Trojans, the victorious Odysseus hopes at last to return home and reunite with his loved ones in Odysseus. Oh, okay, that was confusing. I thought he meant loved ones in Odysseus, like that's a city as well as his name. Anyway, but the gods have decided otherwise. On his journey back to Ithaca, 1,000 trials await him: sirens, cyclopses, angry gods, and enchanted goddesses. With the help from Athena, guide and protect Odysseus through the obstacles. Each trial a challenge, each victory closer to home. Your choices will determine his fate, become the hero or legendary epic of all time. Sounds like this is cooperative also. I might be wrong, but that sounds cooperative. I'm probably wrong based on the picture.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, that sounds incredibly fun.
Yeah, no, it looks neat. Plus, I love that theme. I'm looking forward to the new Odysseus movie that's coming out by one of my favorite directors, so this intrigues me. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I knew nothing of this game till I pulled all this stuff up, and then I'm like, oh,
1 to 5 players, 25 minutes.
It doesn't say anything about cooperative, so I don't know. But tile placement, that's right up your alley.
Yep.
He likes his Greek mythology, so that'd be interesting. But Odysseus.
Cool. So there we go. That was the last game on our list.
Anything intrigues you that you haven't played yet?
I mean, Odysseus all that list does, over there? But probably out of all of these, probably Space Lab, honestly.
For me, it's probably Rahu.
Well, after the episode, we're going to go back and double check, see if there's any others that
Board
we
Game
just
Arena.
didn't look at, right? That was like, oh, I bet all of the others are too. So that's pretty neat. So we want to thank you so much. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you like some of these games or they sounded interesting, I'm curious to see more of what he's designed. Mm-hmm. Post what you think about yours and whatever you're listening to. Comment down below. Let us know what your thoughts on this. If you want to email us, you can email us at everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com. Whether that's to just give us ideas for future episodes, reach out and say hello, or even enter in contests that we might be running. Also, we have an Instagram, instagram.com/everydayboardgames. So you can see the games that Daniel and I have been playing together recently, or the other shenanigans I tend to post. I have a post coming up pretty soon. And then also, we have a Discord. Discord is down below in whatever description you're listening to, reading it, whatever. Join our Discord. Join in on live chat when we're offline.
Don't worry, I fixed the link. It's permanent now.
Okay. I didn't know that's a thing.
All video re-uploads and reviews are found under youtube.com/@everydayboardgames. And if you like what we do, there are 3 things you can do to help us grow on the platform. Subscribe if you're not, like the video, and comment down below and tell us your thoughts on the subject.
We also stream our episodes live at twitch.tv. Make sure you follow us there so that way you can be notified when we go live. And join in on the chat if you join in for the stream. It's just to say hello if nothing else.
And again, that's twitch.tv/everydayboardgames. All audio versions can be found on most podcast platforms under Everyday Board Games Podcast. This includes Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and Apple.
So I want to thank you for tuning in. As always, I've been your host, Daniel.
And I've been your host, Daniel.
And we want to thank you for listening to Everyday Board Games.
And remember, every day is a good day for board gaming.